All right, welcome everyone to Tech Bytes web project development. Let me show that. All right, today is week 6. Welcome to some old faces and a couple of new faces. Great to have you guys here. And let's go ahead and move on with our project. Okay, everyone decides to come at like 1:06. It's all right, guys, but all right. So here is Rayan, and Avnish, I did pass your message to Rayan, and he says, howdy, Avnish. So there is your conversation. I hope it's going well. But yeah, that's Rayan. This is me. Hi. Um, let's go ahead with our agenda for today. So we're going to start with our this or that we did start uh, discussing in the summer. Today's topic, I don't have much of an opinion, but I do believe every one of you will have some strong opinions about it, and you guys will see why. And then we're going to recap a little bit of our project and recap term, and then we're going to continue on our project. And also, today we're going to kind of venture off to a new way to add on to our project, and I'm really excited about it because it's not going to be JavaScript today. We're going to use another language, hint, hint. But yeah, let's go ahead. And so the July schedule changes do start from tomorrow. Today is, okay, Resheet, no, not JavaFX. We are still working with JS, HTML, and CSS. So we're not going to change like languages, but yeah. So back to scheduled changes. We will not be having gaming hour tomorrow, and both of these weeks are off, and they will be transferred onto August, right over here. That is my amazing drawing. Sorry about that, guys. As you guys probably figured out by now, I'm not good with whiteboard and annotations, but there you go. So today's the last day before our short break within the summer break. But yeah.
When is the specific date when you're returning in August?
Sorry, Avnish, what'd you say?
What's the specific date in August you'll be returning?
So the Monday, that'll be probably August 2nd. So yeah, see you guys August 2nd. Let me clear my drawings. Cool. And on to our this or that. Stop annotations. Okay, sorry about that. There you go. Okay, so for today's this or that, for gaming, video games, mobile, or console. So again, I don't play video games, but I know a lot of you guys do. So
console easily. Console wins.
Right, you gotta explain why now.
I play the most on console, and all the best games are on console because all the games on mobile are constantly trying to cheese you into paying for extra stuff.
Okay. Anyone want to disagree?
I actually don't have a phone or a game module, but here's the thing: traveling, then you might gonna want both of the worlds, cause on traveling you could use the mobile, and then at home you could have a console. So,
but if you want to pick one out of it, from both of them, which one would it be? I know. Oh, sorry, not the cards.
A mobile, cause nowadays like almost everyone has a phone, so like you could just carry arcade of games anywhere you go.
Okay.
I mean, I'm in the same boat as Lobby. I don't really have preference because I don't play any of them.
Actually, let's go. These all of them, like Chase, Avnish, in gaming hour, when I first said that I don't really play video games, they were like bullying me for not playing video games. So yeah, let's go. Let's go to Team Lobby. But yeah, I see
you at least have a phone.
Sorry, what?
At least have a phone.
Nope.
Yeah, I do have a phone.
So you guys should. The thing is, I don't even have a phone.
Ooh.
That's how sad my life is.
But you see, like, I'm gonna go to college, so I have to have a phone. Yeah, but I don't really play video games on my phone.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have no need for one really. I don't understand why you'd need a phone now, so I don't really
Yeah,
own it.
definitely. It's once you start like living on your own and traveling, that's when you do need a phone, just for like safety wise. But if you're like, if you don't use a phone and if you're not on a phone like all day, like hats off to you, man. That's really good. Making really good use of your time. So yeah. All right. So on in the chat, Drew said console has better frames per second. Is that what it stands for? FPS? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So like basically, it's better animation. It looks better. Um, So what I'm seeing is people do like console better. The only reason we all like, or I mean, you guys like mobile, is because it's mobile. You can use it like on an airport or in the car, and a console you can't carry it everywhere. So there you have it. It looks like console did win today. So oh okay, wait, are there hybrid consoles? Is that a thing?
Yeah, there is.
Oh. Okay,
So
then
you
that
could,
then
like,
that
for
is
example, if you have Minecraft on your phone or some other games which could use a console, you could use a hybrid console. I think it uses Bluetooth.
oh, well, that is something else. Then console can be like carried too, so we can use console outside of like house. So probably console then. Like if I were to play video games, I would probably use a console because I mean the phone is a pretty small screen, and I don't want to ruin my eyesight at a very young age. So yeah,
But you could also use a tablet, right?
yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Um, but tablets are pretty big. Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, you could definitely iPad or tablet if you have one though. But yeah, so we started with mobile and console, and then two other things are tablet and hybrid consoles that we can also use. No. All right, there we go. Okay. So let's go back to our adventure game that we did start about 5 weeks ago. And just to recap, for those of you who are joining in just this week, or like some of us that did miss a couple weeks in between, or for those of us who did see me last week, that we just want a refresher. So yeah, here is our adventure game. We use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to create the game. So far, we have used HTML to create the buttons and the text. And then mostly we have used JavaScript to code the logic. Now, another language, hint, hint, is CSS, which we use for styling. Hint, hint. But yeah, that's a language that we haven't used until now. But yeah, basically our adventure game will have multiple endings. So for each
Okay, you guys, we just lost her. Is it just me?
Yeah, she's
I also lost Lobney.
Ah, I'm sure she'll
Uh-oh.
be right back, you guys. Sorry about that. I know nothing about what she's talking about, so we have to wait for her.
Uh-oh.
I'm-
She did exactly what you did.
I know, now she got kicked out. Now I don't feel so bad. I'm not the only one. All right, I'm keeping an eye on her to let her back in, okay, guys? For those of you that don't know me, I'm Allison. I'm a teen librarian at the library. All right, let me. Rishi, that's funny. Um, let me check I have my email up too. Let's see. Not yet. So what kind of games do you guys play on your consoles then? Anyone? Current favorite game? Oh, there she is, guys. I'm gonna let her in and have her host again, okay? Hey, welcome back.
Hey guys, sorry about that. My Mac decided to die just right now.
That's okay. That it has happened to me in a program as well, Abdi. You're okay. All right, you're the host again.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, let me share my screen. All right, hello guys again. But yeah, so what I was saying is HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. Hint, hint. But yeah, so last week recap, we continued the storyline. We did come across a couple of errors, but I think we solved them, and we added one more option. So today we had a couple of choices. Yes, Rishi, give me a second. I will send the JS for the link in like 2 more slides. So for today, we had 2 options. Either we continue adding to the storyline, do the same thing that we have been doing for the past couple of weeks, or we could take a break from JavaScript and try out some new CSS. So add some styling to our game to make it look cool. So I decided.
Let's do CSL.
Sorry, what?
CSS.
Yeah, CSS. So yeah, those hints that I was dropping, we are going to be working with CSS today. So I decided rather than keeping with the same JavaScript, might as well take a little break and try out CSS. And the way that we're going to code today is you guys are going to tell me what we want to change, and then we're literally going to go on Google and then search up CSS for it, and then copy and paste the CSS code, because that is basically how CSS works. Every time that I've made any website and I've used CSS, I never memorized the code for it because it's just styling. So yeah, just to teach you guys how to use CSS on your own projects, we're gonna go through the whole process of searching it up on Google and then adding it to our project and then debugging if we do get bugs. So
Labni, what week is this for web project development?
this is week 6.
Okay.
All right, so
You can use fonts.google.com.
yeah, we can. Now let me get my JS Fiddle link and let's see what else we can add. All right. Here we go. Nope, not yet, not yet. All right. I struggle too much with technology. It's kind of ironic that I teach in Tech Bytes, but it's okay, guys. All right, so here's JS Fiddle. I sent the link in the chat, so if you do join that, you'll see the code live, and you can change stuff, but please don't. It'll be really hard to debug if everyone keeps changing things like that. Okay, perfect. So here is the JavaScript that we've been working on for the past couple of weeks. Here's the HTML, and here is where we will type in CSS. So let me make this a lot bigger and keep our screen or like our page open. So we can see what we want to change. So right now in HTML, we have buttons and a paragraph tag. So those are the two things we can change. We can also change the background. So what do you guys want to change? Actually, how about this? I'm going to start by changing the button, one of the buttons, and then we can go on from there so that you guys can see like an example, and then you guys tell me what you guys want to change. So what I'm going to search is CSS Button Animations. That's it. And let's see, I think if I press this one, so W3 Schools is a great website. It shows you like the basics. So I can make this type of an animation like that. But I'm going to go a little bit more cooler. So I'm going to go to dev.to. And this says top 25 CSS buttons plus animations. So here's number 1, hover and then click. Now that is something. So let's see how we can implement that to our code. If I click HTML over here, I see the code for the button, and all I have to do is add in the class glow on hover. So before I do continue, is anyone working on their own project right now?
What do you mean?
Would you like me to send you the link to this website so you can copy as well?
Nothing.
All right, you know what?
Is there CSS on Replit?
I'm sorry, repeat that.
Is there CSS on Replit?
Replit. Yeah, you can. You can make a CSS file, but you'll have to connect it manually. So you'll have to add in a code that connects your CSS to your HTML file. That's the reason why we use JS Fiddle, because we don't have to worry about that code. It gives us the JavaScript, HTML, and CSS workspace all like in one page. So you know what? I'm gonna share the link anyway. So if you guys wanna look at other glow effects or animations, you guys can definitely do that. And let's go ahead and copy the class. I'm gonna copy class is equal to glow on hover. And all I have to do is in our button, let's just pick start game for now. I can add in class is equal to glow on hover. Now I created like an endpoint, so one connection from the HTML, but I have to connect like that connection point to our CSS. So that's step 2. Over here, if I click CSS, here's a bunch of code. Just to go over it, we can see in the .glow on hover, it says width, height, border, outline, color, background, cursor, and then there's the glow on hover before, glow on hover active, and then after, before. This is all the animation stuff. And then this is like the actual like keyframes. It basically says when you want it to glow, what to do. So all I'm gonna do is copy this whole piece of code. So copy, go back to my JS Fiddle, and paste. Control V, or Command V. So right now, all I'm using is this .glow on hover because that's the class that I did paste in here. Another thing that they did add is the body. I don't need it quite now, but let's see what happens if we do add it. So if I do run this.
I have an error on the bottom of CSS.
All right, what error do you have?
I just copied it and it says resources 1 times 0.5 times. Do you copy that part or you like? I think I copied the whole thing.
Yeah, you don't want to copy this.
Like,
you want to come inside the CSS, go from the top all the way to the bottom, and just copy the CSS. So you probably copied this as well. If you see what I'm doing over here,
oh, okay.
just end at the brace. So if you do exactly what I did, pretty simple steps, just add in that class glow on hover and add in our CSS, so styling for that class button. Then if we do run, and then we just added this body as well. That was part of their thing because their background is black. So just to get that black background as well, we added the body styling. So when we pressed run, this is what we got. And now if
I
do
still have like the yellow dots.
I'm sorry?
On the CSS, if you scroll down, you can see like yellow dots near some code lines.
Yellow.
I see it shows some like yellow dots. It says like expected double colon pseudo element notation.
How about this? Why don't you share your screen because we don't want.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Let me make you close.
So,
All right, go ahead.
It says
yellow.
like here, like the yellow dots here.
Yeah, don't worry about that. They're just warnings, not errors. So don't worry about them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. if
Otherwise,
you
it's
run-
fine, right?
Yeah, it's working. You're good.
If I clicked it, like I can't see the story. Like the
Yeah,
plus.
you won't because let me explain now. Can I share
The
my
story is in black text.
exactly?
Yeah.
You kind of have to highlight it to see it.
We can highlight it, or that was the second step. If you guys want to discuss how we want to change the text, we can change the text color, style, size, format. We can make it bold or anything like that. So that's where we were going next. So this, when I do hover over start game, looks beautiful. And if I do click it, also looks beautiful, but we don't see our paragraph. So next is you guys tell me what you want to change. Of course, there's the one thing we should change the.
So we should change the text to probably white since it would best contrast.
All right, so let's start with that. So just like we added a class to button, we're gonna add a class to our paragraph tag right over here. So I'm just gonna say class is equal to, and since changing it to white is a pretty simple thing, we don't need to Google it. Just do what I say. That felt like a dictator. Okay, class is equal to text style, let's say, because that's the styling of the text that we're gonna add. And once I do add that over here, again, we have to connect it to the endpoint in CSS. And I'm gonna add it right after the body thing, close brace. So right before dot glow on hover, I'm gonna say dot and then what our class name was. So text, style, open brace, close brace comes automatically, enter. Now, just like all of these characteristics or properties, we're gonna add one characteristic, which will be color. That's it. So color, we'll just choose white and add in a semicolon because those are required in CSS. And yeah, that.
Oh, we do green because it'll be like alien space theme.
Sure, definitely. That's a cool idea. We can add green. Now I'm just adding. I'm able to write in the name of the color because white, green, blue, red, they're all like basic colors. But if you do want to add in like a cool color with a hex code, you can add in hashtag and then add in a hex number, something like that. That should work. Let's see. Let's run this. Yeah. So that's you can do that as well. If you want some sort of number. So if I search up like lime or bright green hex, this is the hex for bright green, 66FF00. I copy that pretty simple. And then in front of the hashtag or the pound symbol, I just paste that in 66FF00. And hex numbers, binary numbers, like all of that is a whole new topic. We may cover that sometime if we do have time, but you guys will learn that definitely. You guys will definitely learn that in high school in one of your like earlier classes. But yeah, so that is it. Let's take a look and run this.
One thing I don't like about like the game is like when you start the game, it's option 1, option 2 is like right next to it. It's kind of annoying. Like, how do we take that off? Like, we only put it like whenever you hit run, there's always like next to start game option 1 and option 2. I don't want that.
All right. So you don't like how option 1 and option 2 are?
Yeah, because like you just want to only have the start game button.
Got you. Yeah, that is definitely doable. So basically we want to say when we want to click start game, we want these two to appear. Before that, we want them to stay hidden. So what we do is right in game setup, when we do make the start game disappear, all we have to do is copy this code, Control C. So again, we're going to JavaScript right now just for a minute. Paste this 2 times. And for the ID will be button 1 and button 2. So I got that from over here. And instead of hidden, we're going to say, I think it's visible. All right. Yep, it's visible. So just change that to visible, and that should do it. But
Where did you copy that from?
I'm sorry?
Where did you copy the document?
Right
from?
over here. The start game button. That
Oh, okay.
And then I just changed the ID and the hidden to the visible. That's it. Other than that, we want to turn this visible, but they have to be hidden when we do start the game. So all we have to do is over here, we have to say visibility. No, we say style. Actually, you know what? I'll show you guys how to do it like the long way. Actually, I'll ask you guys. Do you guys want to learn how to do it the shorter way? To just write that in HTML or write it in CSS and then connect it back to HTML, the longer way.
Shorter way?
Shorter way? All right. So for a shorter way, a way to add in style to elements without having to connect to a whole CSS what do you call it, file. All you have to do is inside the element, so right after button, I press space. I say style is equal to, and then add in quotation marks. So whatever goes inside these quotation marks basically means the same as whatever goes inside over here. So if I say visibility is equal to hidden, that should work. Not equal to, sorry. No, equal to. All right. So copy that and paste it to button 2 as well. And right now, I'm kind of having trouble remembering if it's equal to or a colon. So what's a better way than to test it out to make sure that it works? And it looks like it is not equal to. It must be a colon. There you go. So it was a colon. I remembered by testing it, and yeah, this is the shorter way to basically add in CSS to our HTML. We did it the longer way to the button, the start game button, and the shorter way in this button and button 2. Can Gregarious Giraffe move their cursor, please? Would be greatly appreciated. Okay, if not, it's all right.
Wait, for what?
If Gregarious Giraffe can move their cursor so that everyone can see. Yeah, Wacky Will, you're good. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. All right, so there it is. If I do click Start Game, then I do see both of the buttons. Now, one more thing I wanted to show you guys is actually we're jumping between all three languages by now, which I didn't intend to, but that's a really good representation of what happens when we do make a website or some sort of web project. So yeah, back in HTML, if you guys see the start game, the paragraph, and these two buttons are all in the same line. But what if we want to make them in different lines? All we have to do is suppose I want to make the paragraph and the start game on different lines. So basically, I want to hit an enter after the paragraph. In HTML, it's BR and then slash close caret. So open caret BR slash close caret. It's short for break, and it basically breaks the line. So if I run that one more time, start game, you won't see anything because start game is actually over here now. But if I do copy this BR and put this over here one more time, then we should see a difference. So start game. Oh, nice. We don't see a difference. I'm wondering if it's something that's from here. So let's see if we take this out, display flex. Again, I'm trying to do this like without any like previous preparation to show you guys that like this is how CSS usually works. Our problem right now is we're trying to break the line, so enter over here so that these two buttons come right over here instead of staying here. But it's not happening when it's supposed to. So I go back to the CSS and then I change stuff for the body. And I'm thinking that it's probably something inside that. So I think it's either display flex or flex direction row. I think it's flex direction row. So I'm gonna backspace that, run and start game. It's not that. So I'm gonna Control Z, display flex. Now I'm gonna try deleting this. There you go. Okay, so it was display flex. Now we see that these buttons do enter over there, so that's good. Other than that, what else do you guys want to change?
Can we change the font?
Font, yeah.
So I was trying to do switching my font to here I'll type it. It's pretty weird to. So it's Bytes 300. Yeah, so I was trying to change it to that, but then it kept going back to Arial.
Wait, Rajdhani or Light 300?
Rajdhani Light 300. That's the whole thing. It's a.
Okay. Is that part of the the CSS fonts?
It should be.
All right. So you said it's Rajdhani.
Yeah.
Light. Let me search it up in there. All right. So it's Raj. Express. Okay. Light 300. So it looks like Rajdhani is a font in itself. And if I just type in CSS after that, this is all we need. Try editor. And they basically have a whole like editor that we can try out these fonts. So over here, we have style, a component inside HTML that's called style, and that is the CSS. If you guys see, we have this body and then font family, Rajdhani, font size 22 pixels. That is what we want. So all I'm gonna do is copy this font family. I'm gonna paste it in our chat as well. So you guys can hopefully copy it. It's okay. It's all right. It looks like we don't have it, but I'll copy it or paste it inside our body. Actually, and then Rishi, did you want to change the font of just our paragraph or also our buttons as well?
Like the buttons too.
Buttons too. All right. So let's just paste that stuff in here, and I'm gonna enter after the semicolon because that's how CSS works. So font size is 22 pixels. Let's see how that goes. That did not work. It looks like Rajdhani is not. Okay. So I missed a whole thing. So what we're missing over here is this. So they actually import that font from Google APIs. And pretty simple. This is an HTML element. So all we do is Command C or copy and paste it in our HTML file. Wow, we're learning so much. I'm so glad that you guys chose.
What's the link to that?
I will actually. I'm gonna send. Yeah, I'll just send this link to you guys so you can access the code and the HTML and the CSS both. So yeah, let's go ahead and run and hopefully no. Okay. There you go. There we have it. Rajdhani font. Now this only works on texts. If we want this to work on a button, all we have to do is, let's say, glow on hover. That's the start game button. We copy and paste these two inside that as well. So glow on hover and right here. Like run this, there you go. Start game is in Rajdhani font. There you have it. Now, anything else you guys want to change? So we have start game. We have these buttons. If not, I have something in mind, but I want to give you guys a chance.
Let me.
Sorry, it cut off for me. Did anyone say anything?
Can we make them?
Can you put it in the chat?
Let me for this. Okay.
Wait.
I'll put it in the chat.
Actually, I can hear you now. Sorry.
So for the stop elsewhere and like all those like two option buttons, I think we should make them like a little bit more bigger because compared to the question, it's like it makes them look really small.
Yeah, that is very much doable.
And we could also like add a background color to them.
Okay. Now, do we want to use an animation from this website? So maybe add let's see.
Maybe if you hover over it, the option glows.
This kind. So you said glow button?
If you hover over it, it glows some color. Not like rain, yeah, like something like the blob button.
Like that?
Yeah. Except like space theme, not blue.
Let's try space. Ooh. How do we like that?
Yeah, that looks good.
Right?
Do that one.
All right, this one, or oh, this is boring.
Second.
The middle one?
Yeah.
All right, let's try the middle one. Let's go to HTML. And they actually are using divs. Div is, let's see. It's definitely possible, but let's try. I mean, it doesn't hurt, right? So a div is basically like a a container of elements. So for example, if I just inspect this page that we're on, elements, there are a bunch of divs over here, and they basically, let's see, if I select this, for example, it's a div. So these individual buttons and texts, they are encompassed inside divs that kind of like organize the whole website. But yeah, so that's quick introduction on divs, and let's try to copy the class to our button. So what I'm gonna try is, instead of using a div, we're just gonna try putting this on a button. So our button that we want to try, let's try one button for now. Let's add in class is equal to button2. Oh, we don't need Rajasthani anymore. Actually, I'm gonna keep it open and hopefully give you guys, there you go. The links in the Google Classroom. So yeah, so that is HTML, and we are looking for button2. We don't want the div. We want this button. So just go to our CSS under text style. It doesn't really matter where you do put it. I just like to keep mine organized. So button, and then underneath that, they had a bunch of code. So this is for button 1. This is for button 2. I'm gonna copy the commentary as well. So copy their organization skills and try to put it on R. So yeah, that is all the CSS that we should use. Now let's see if it does work or not. So start game. Okay, I mean, it did work, but there are a couple of things that we still need to do. For the button, where's our button? All right, so button, we're gonna have the background color to transparent, set it to transparent, so that this white stuff doesn't appear like that. And if we do, all right, now that is something.
How about you do it for Saturn also?
Do
Let's
background
let's try to take this rectangle, the third rectangle, the horizontal rectangle out. And the way to do that is easy. So we're gonna say border color and set that to transparent as well. That's it. Run this one more time, and there you go. Perfect. Beautiful, actually. And now it's time to put this in option 2 as well. Now, since we have one CSS and we want to apply it to 2 buttons, all we have to do, we don't have to copy and paste this code. All we have to do is copy this class. So make this option 2 button part of this class as well. And that is it, guys. If I do run this, start game, there you go. This actually looks beautiful.
That was cool.
Right? All right, so that is our buttons. We did our start game button, and then our Mars and Saturn, so our option 1 and option 2 buttons. Now, one more thing that I did want to add in is margins. So as you guys can see, our start game button is like really like to the left. It's touching the edge, but it doesn't feel right, because if we do look at, let's see, Google, does anything touch the edge? No. This Google symbol, it has a margin from the left and the top. The search bar, it has a margin from the top. Everything has a margin, if it makes sense, if it's aesthetic. And we want to make our project aesthetic. So one last thing that I want to add is the margin. And the way to add it is pretty easy. And one more thing, add in margin and center everything to the center, just to make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. And the way to do that is I'm going to, let's see. All right, so what I'm gonna do is in the body, so body is basically everything, this black stuff. I'm gonna add in padding. So padding is basically, if you have a box, I don't have a box near me. Yeah, whatever. If you have a box, the padding goes inside the box. So inside the box, if we want some pixels to be left empty, that's called padding. A margin is outside the box. So for example, in this Google web page, this part, if this is our Google image, then this part is the margin. It's outside of the image. Now, since we are working with the body, and I think it's the easiest way to add in our spaces, we're gonna add in padding. So padding is equal to, or colon, I'm gonna start with 50 pixels. Let's see where that goes. Okay, not bad. And not bad, okay. But one more thing, we want to have, okay, we want to center everything. So all we have to do is text align, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, text align center. That's it. And if we do add in our semicolon, run, start game, that should do it. Now I did add in padding and text align, and I just want to check if I do remove padding, it should still work. Oh my god. Okay. So the way they CSS runs text align is if you have text align, it adds a little bit of padding, like automatic padding, based on where you want to center the text. So that looks perfect to me. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it looks good.
Right? I mean, yeah, I'd say not perfect, but pretty good. It looks pretty spacey. Yeah, that is it for today. Let me go back to our slides. Yeah, that is it for today. Hope you guys learned something new, especially for CSS, and also learned that you guys can apply it to like any website, and you guys can do it on your own as well. Just search up like any style, and then add in CSS to the end, and Google has a ton of answers for that. And just try and guess and check a ton of different solutions, and one of them will eventually work. So today we changed fonts, changed text sizes, added in a bunch of animations for buttons, and yeah, I had a lot of fun, and I hope you guys did too. Now, do not see me next week because I won't be here. I'll be out of town. But I hope to see you guys back in August, first week of August. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming, and I hope you guys have a great 2 weeks of break.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. See you in August.
Yep.
Bye, Famous class. See you next.
Bye. All right.
Hi, you did a great job, Lottie.
Thank you.